What's up, Kendra?
Listen, I've been trying to talk to you ass because you be making posts, and I be like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Ryan's ass because he like, I don't got time. And if you
Uh,
insecure, if you are this and that. Wait, Ryan, give us better light. Give us better light.
I can't. I'm not in
You
my
can't?
house.
Okay, we'll work.
I'm
Oh,
not in
shoot.
my house. So let me see.
You in your house? I feel like
I'm not.
okay, that's cool.
I'm in Dallas right now. I got a show tomorrow. So
You got a show tomorrow. First
yeah,
of all, if you don't know, Ryan is a very successful, funny comedian. You probably saw him. I saw you on Insecure.
yeah,
Ryan, first of all, you're single, right?
yes.
So you're successful. Why do you think you're single, Ryan?
I was focused. I was focused on my career. You don't get successful by accident. You know what I mean? Some things you got to give up, and love was one of them, man. Companionship. It's very difficult for a man to chase women and chase the bag at the same time. You got to give up one of them. You know what I mean?
Really? So
Yeah.
are you in a position now where you're ready to be open to a relationship? Are you successful enough to make?
Oh, the bag is gotten. It's fine. The bag is secure.
The bag is secure. So what
yeah.
kind of woman works for Ryan?
Black for sure. Unapologetically black at that. I don't need to know. Even if you have other stuff in your lineage, that's wonderful, but I don't need to hear about it. I don't really care.
You don't need to hear about it.
You don't care about your Indian in your family and none of that stuff. It's cool. Black does well for me and no knock to any woman who's not black, but I don't feel like explaining my blackness ever. Like, there's some things that we just get because culturally we're in line with each other. If an unarmed black man gets shot, I don't want to hear, why did he run? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to have to explain to you why just because he ran, he shouldn't have got shot. So I don't really want to deal with any of that. I don't want to deal with anytime I make cultural references. If I quote a black movie, if I quote Boomerang, I want you to know what the hell I'm talking about without me having to go show you the movie. You know what I mean? There's just a connection there with us as a people that I just want to have, and I don't want to have time to put somebody through the gauntlet of teaching them everything black just so we can have common things to talk about. Like, I'm not doing that.
You know, Ryan, this is about you, but I want to just co-sign that. That is my feeling too. I won't date a non-black man. And even though I've been scorned by a lot of black men, I still will only date a black man. I won't date. I have gone out on dates twice with white men, and each time I felt uncomfortable. And it was just one date. Like I got dinner, and it can never get further after that one date. I just did not feel right in my soul, and I was like, no, I only can date black men. So I'm happy you feel that way. Now, what are some things that turn you off? Because you are very vocal.
Yeah, I'm not going smoking.
Yeah, smoking. I love that about you. So we're getting educated tonight. And then also Ryan is single, so you never know. Your wife might be in your DMs after this.
Who knows, right?
Okay, but let's just say some of the things that turn you off, Ryan.
Smoking, for sure. Insecurity.
Oh, weed? Anything?
Nah, cigarettes. I don't do cigarettes, man. It's just something I don't need my lady smelling like the Marlboro Man. Like, I'm cool on that. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'm not even knocking it to the ladies who smoke cigarettes and to the men who are with them. Good for y'all. Do your thing. My mom smoked cigarettes. You know what I mean? And my mom was a lovely lady. Well, is a lovely lady. So I don't judge that way. It's just for me. Like, I like very feminine things, and just that smell on a woman just doesn't. I love the way women smell, and that just kind of ruins it for me. You know what I mean? So, nah, I'm not a big fan of that. Insecurity, I don't like, because being in entertainment, you gotta be tough. You gotta be tough to deal with one of us, man. This is not a regular 9-to-5 kind of lifestyle. Yeah, and being recognized everywhere you go, and we don't ask for some of the attention we get. You know what I mean? Like, when you post a picture, Kendra, and niggas is like heart eyes and everything, and might say some inappropriate stuff, your man can't be like, why are these niggas talking to you like that? You have no control over what people are
Oh no,
saying.
I think
You
you
only
were.
got control over what you respond to. So it's going to take somebody who's, you know what I mean, mature and has like just an understanding that they only judge what you do and not what their head is telling them about whatever it is going on that they may see. You know what I mean? It's a different thing, yo. And I need you to be busy. I need you to be busy. You need to have a life. You need to have some type of life. I can't be here for you all the time. I'm
What?
working.
What do you mean you can't be there for your
No,
all
I can't.
the time?
I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm doing TV. I'm doing movies. I'm on tour. You know what I mean? I have 2 production companies. No, I'm sorry. You gotta have a life. You gotta have a life. Because when you don't have a life, you start wanting me you want me to be less so I can give you more. And why don't you just be more? And we can be more together. It's like, it's not an issue. Like, I have no problem with a woman having a career. I prefer it. Have a career. Be the best you can be in this. I'll be your biggest supporter. I'll wear the t-shirts. I'll promote it on my stuff. I'll do whatever it is you want to do. But at the end of the day, it's like, don't try to stop my progress, because I'm here for a reason. I got a legacy to protect. I'm trying to be one of the greatest ever. And, you know, I'd love to be the greatest boyfriend or husband ever, but that's secondary to, you know, whatever.
Boyfriend. I'll give you boyfriend, but I'm assuming when you get married, your wife will trump your career.
I would only marry somebody who would want to see me at my best.
Okay, that's true. You can be at your best, but your wife should still come first. Like how Will Smith put his career on the line for his wife.
Yeah. See, and me and you disagree greatly on that, by the way. We disagree.
That's because you're a comedian. You're not a husband yet. And I'm well. I don't know. You might.
But Kendra, I have a daughter.
Okay.
And I get, like, I'm a really level-headed, reasonable person, but I have a tendency to get unreasonable about that little girl. So I do understand, because anybody like disrespects or do anything to hurt the feelings of that little girl, I'd be ready to kill everybody. So I don't have to be married to understand what love is, and want to protect somebody, because I have a daughter. And I'm assuming it can't be much different than that, because I would give my life for that little girl. So I don't know if he feels stronger. I don't know what's stronger than giving my life for somebody. You know?
We're not going to spend too much time on Will, but let's just discuss.
No, I'm saying at the end of the day.
Right. And then I wanted to say this, though. That was a breakdown. You got to take in consideration, let's say your daughter, for a year or 2 years, everyone's talking about your daughter negatively. And because you're a comedian, you're taking the higher road each time because that's your job. I think after a year and a half of people talking about your daughter, and you have a moment in which you retaliate, you deserve that.
About my daughter?
I don't know what she did.
What if they're talking about my daughter because my daughter feels the need to tell our business every goddamn week and invite people into our personal lives? What if that's the reason why they're talking about it?
But first of all, okay, let's dive.
What if it's my daughter just can't sit the fuck down and let us have our business to ourselves, and then keeps inviting people by making all these posts and having all these talks and telling all our business, and then once people have an opinion of our business, then we want to get mad and want to slap people who ain't got shit to do with. Well, you know, I just, for me, it's just like.
Real quick, the backstory, August Alsina is the one that made their situation public. And then everyone said, because you have Red Table Talk, you better talk about this. And that is why Jada did the conversation. She didn't put it out there. August Alsina put it.
If something similar happened in your life, would you come on here and tell everybody your business?
Say again?
If something like that similar happened in your life, would you come on here and tell everybody your business?
I wouldn't.
Life is about choices, Kendra. Life is about choices, Kendra. You, like Drake said in a song, a wise man once said nothing at all. Sometimes it's best to let people guess or think they know what is going on than to open your mouth and leave yourself open to all kinds of scrutiny. And anybody who's been in the business as long as they should have known better.
Only thing I would say to that she has to end Red Table Talk, because then she will lose all her respect, because you have a show diving into people's business. So you can't have that show anymore if you decide to be silent, because as a viewer, I can't have respect for you. It's like one of those things, like, not to change notes, but I feel like Alicia Keys is still living with the cloud of her dating Swiss while he was married, because she never talked about it. And she's going on and she's happily married, and that's fine. And that's what she decides to go first, so be it. But she lost a lot of fans for that, and she'll never regain those fans because she decided to be silent. Because, fans wanted to hear about that.
And Alicia Keys is really hurt out here, isn't she? She's doing bad, right? Like,
she's not doing stuff.
No, because she lost all these fans. She's not still Alicia Keys with all these Grammys. One respected R&B artist of all time. Isn't Swiss Beats still killing it with verses? This is her husband.
Her husband.
This stuff is still coming into the home. It wasn't her not addressing it. Wasn't going to stop Will from being a multi-million-dollar. He still was going to play King Richard. He was still going to win this Oscar. He was still. People care too much about what strangers think about them. You can't care. You cannot care. If you lose some fans because you don't want to tell them your personal business, they not fans. These are nosy niggas. And you got to just let nosy niggas fall by the wayside, Kendra. This is ridiculous.
Okay, one thing I want to say real quick. Somebody in the comments said, Kendra, you have a dating show and you don't talk about your dating life. Bitch, you new to the show. That's not true. If you were a day one fan, then you would know all about my dating life. You would know that I started the show when I broke up with a boyfriend, and I began the show to give the platform because I was single in COVID. Then you would know a month after that, I met a guy and I dated him publicly on this platform, and we actually broke up a year ago. And the reason from that moment I stopped talking about my relationship, when I broke up with my last boyfriend, for months, people were asking about that relationship, and I wasn't in a position to really talk about it. So I said, okay, moving forward, I'm not going to talk about my dating life anymore. But day one, people know I used to always talk about my dating life. I made that decision a year ago to not do it again, because I'm the one on every fucking show. Y'all might jump in every single day here and there, but I'm on every show. So I think I have the right to date in silence until I feel like it's something worth sharing again.
All right, Kendra.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm ghetto sometimes.
So, Kendra, the person you just responded to, you don't know him personally, right?
I don't.
You don't know him personally. How do you know that this person isn't verbally abused for the past year, and then now you just called him a bitch? Should somebody in their life slap you? Do they have the right to slap you?
I mean, if they try it if you want to.
See, guys, try it if you want to. But I'm saying, justified.
I'm about that life. So you can try it.
No, but are they justified? It ain't about being about the life. Are they justified? Or were you justified in your response?
You know what, Ryan? I'm with the shits. I'm down for whatever. So if you felt that you want to try to slam me because I referred to you as the way you came at me, buck if you want to. But this ain't going. You ain't going to get the Chris Rock reaction. This come on. Okay. I got the Cleo braids under this. We ready at all times. Where my Vaseline at? It ain't too far.
We get Kendra out of character. Let's get back to it.
Okay, Kendra. Back to you. Okay, so Ryan, you were telling us about your turn off. So you said you want a woman that's busy. You said you have a daughter. Would you date a woman with kids?
Of course.
I
prefer it.
Okay, you prefer it. Tell me why you prefer a woman with kids.
Because I don't want more kids.
You don't want any more kids?
No. I got a boy and a girl. They only come in two. I got them all. It's cool.
Oh, you have 2 kids?
Yeah, I ain't missing nothing.
So you prefer a person. So are they by the same woman?
Yes.
Why can't you guys settle down?
Well, it's by the same woman, but it's 8 years apart, because you just don't know what can happen. I wasn't just putting kids out here fortuitously like Nick Cannon. Sometimes, you do some. And then 8 years. Now let me stop messing with you. But we didn't make it because I have to be private, because I can't criticize somebody, because once you are open, you opening people up to your life.
Right.
But more or less, um, I'm gonna be completely honest. When we first started dealing with each other, I was nowhere near the man that
Oh,
I've
look, the
become.
Wi-Fi.
So she had to deal
Is that,
with
let me ask you that. That's as in successful or as in maturity? What do you mean by no near?
all of it. All of it.
Okay.
She got she got the least mature and the least successful version of me, right? Which means that she deserves the absolute best of me. But it don't always work out that way. Because whenever you have a past, there's some stuff like people can't get over stuff. There's trust issues. There's, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to try to make it work, but I mean, I think a lot of damage was done, and I don't know if I was willing to be like, I'm willing to pay for everything that I continue to pay for everything that I did. Like we have a relationship. I pay all her bills still. Like I do. That's the mother of my children. I'm gonna love her forever. I'm never gonna let anybody disrespect her. You can't talk, no matter what she does. You can't talk crazy about her. No, none of that. It's just we're not gonna be together. That's just what it is.
So, Ryan,
So
let's jump in with that because this might be. So, do you want to get married one day?
yeah, of course.
So,
I don't have hoe in me. I ain't got it. I'm not good at it. So
okay.
yeah.
So, let's say you get married. You're about to get married. Would you still be paying all the bills at your child's mom's house?
Do my children still live there?
Well, that could be challenging because let me ask you this: is your child's mom not dating nobody else?
I don't ask her whether she is or not. That ain't none of my business. It's my business once the kids get involved. She can date however she wants to, but whenever the kids get involved, then we can have a conversation about who's around my children. You know what I mean?
So ultimately, any woman, see, that's the thing, and that's why I like having conversations because you learn, right? So you don't have a wife, but you kind of have, you're doing duties of a husband for a woman who's not your wife.
No, I'm there financially for my children. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, whether she working or not, it's my job to keep a roof over my children's head.
Okay.
That's my job, point blank, period. No matter what's going on in her life, it doesn't stop my duties as a father. I'm their father. It's my job to make sure my kids don't need anything. And she's a good woman and she does her thing, but let's say she wasn't. It's still going to be my job to make sure that my kids are taken care of. That's first and foremost. So
that dates you has to know that financially you're taking care of that woman and your children.
And hopefully she shouldn't have an issue with that because it don't take away from my house is nice. I don't like I'm not losing anything by taking care of my family. That's not
Okay, do you think that that's stopping a man from coming in? Because what if a man wants to come into her life?
He probably doesn't even know this. Like unless she tell him, why would he even know?
Okay. All right. You're very strong in this conviction, so I'm understanding.
But my thing is, all right, let's say a man, like, because one, I'm not trying to get in the way of a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why would he have a problem?
Because a man, I think, and I mean, you're a man, but I think
he wants to take over the duties. That's fine. The money that I allocate to take care for my children, they can go into accounts for my children.
Right.
You don't have to use them for the bills or whatever.
Okay.
But this is my part in taking care of my kids. If he wants to pick up the bill to take care of the home and all that stuff, he can do. You think I ain't gonna stop this nigga? Do what you need to do. But my children will be taken care of. That's first and foremost for me.
Well,
like,
well said. Okay.
I ain't getting jealous of me. I don't want it. Brother, you got it. You got it. It's all you, fam. I don't want no problems.
So Ryan, you do well financially. Do you want a woman that also does well financially? Does money matter to you what the woman makes?
It matters in this way. If you got a career, I completely support that. If you got a job, when we get serious, you got to quit that.
She got a job.
Yeah, you got to quit that. If we're serious about like taking our relationship into marriage or something like that, you got to quit that job. That job ain't doing nothing. There's more money to be made with working with me and building the empire that I've already started. If we talking long term, You can make more money doing brand, just looking for brand deals for me than you getting at a regular job. You can make more money. You can save me more money by being my assistant, booking flights, hotel, making sure that all of my stuff is, because you got to think, Kendra, whenever you're doing everything for yourself and you start, it costs you to do shit last minute. If you got to, everything you do, and I'm not organized like that. So I do a lot of stuff last minute. Just having a woman who is invested in making sure that the paperwork and everything is tight, that's going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's yours, boo. I'm wearing a hoodie. This money ain't for me, no way. I ain't get success. Like, I want to do the comedy. The money is just the plus side to it. You know what I mean? My father worked his hands to the bone. My dad didn't want for anything. It was all about taking care of his family. That's what I come from. So that's all I really care about. Like, it's nice, but I don't want my lady, because the jobs are stressful. Careers are different. Careers is what you love to do, and you go there. They just happen to pay you to do what you love. A job is, you wake up, I don't really want to go there. Oh, I got to drive. I got to worry about this. You come home and complain about what somebody said, what somebody made you do. Let's take that off the table. Let's take that off the table. I don't need you stressed out, baby. What? Stay at home. Stay at home. Maybe if there's something you really, truly want to do, let's invest in that. But we're not going to come home with an attitude because of a job you don't need. Nah, we're not going to do that.
They like you, Ryan. Comments, you are scoring very high.
We're not going to do that. That's ridiculous.
So, Ryan, let's talk about appearance. Does the woman have to look a certain way to be with you?
She has to be happy with the way she looks. And if you're not, let's do something about that. But let's not complain to me, because I don't even get my hair cut regularly. I don't care. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm fine. I need you to be comfortable in your skin the way I'm comfortable in my skin.
Okay, so you don't have she gotta be tall. She gotta be, she gotta be black. So that's just your only requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you mentioned your minor having kids. Is there a limit?
Nah, there's too much information. You know what I mean? Because like, let's say I'm 35, right? Let's say she's my age and she had her kids back to back to back in a marriage at a young age, right? Now these kids are almost out of the house. They're in high school or whatever. Like, why I care about 4.5? You got 4 babies. Now we have a different conversation. Where is the nigga that made these babies? Like, babies? Nah, I don't know if I can do. You know what I mean? But there's so much into it as to the kids. You know what I mean? That's a touchy subject. That's the thing. We got to have a conversation. You can't just. I don't know. I don't like to be so vague and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Now, you mentioned your age. I always try to talk because you're a celebrity, so I'm not giving you the questions that I normally give.
Thank you. Thank you.
Respecting your celebrityness. You mentioned your age though, 35. What's the age range you want to date?
I like them around my age. For sure.
Around your age. Okay.
I can do older. You know what I mean? But
you don't want to be 21. A lot of guys your age want the 21-year-old girl.
Yeah, because they sick. But me, I like to consider myself an intellectual. I don't know what I'm going to talk about with a 21-year-old. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I know some men want to raise their women. Good for them, but I'm cool. I like to have my woman already raised. That would be nice. I think that's, look, I don't want to judge how people get down. So that's not my thing. It's just, I don't feel that I can have the type of conversations that I like to have with a 21-year-old woman.
Okay.
Or with a 21-year-old man. I just don't have people that young in my life at all. That's just not a thing in my life. So, nah.
So around your age, 35. And
I can do 27. I can go down to 27, baby. But that's about as low.
Now, Ryan, because you are different, you're a celebrity. How do you decipher a woman that wants to be with you opposed to wants to be with Ryan, the comedian, the celebrity, the guy on Insecure and movies? How do you figure out who's for you and who's not for you?
I'm gonna tell you this: it ain't hard to tell if a woman like you. That's the beauty about women. When a woman likes you for real, she. This is what killed me about. Woo, shit. This is what killed me about what Tone was talking about, right? He was saying that it's hard to keep up with a
Oh, we
woman
got.
who makes a lot of money. A woman, and this
Yeah.
is just women, but a woman who likes you for real, she fucks with you even to her own detriment. So women will do the most for somebody they like. So you don't have to worry about, if she how much she likes you, because she'll show you. Y'all can't help it. It's in your nature. You just cannot help it. A man who pays all the bills, right? Even if she makes more money than him, if he pays all the bills, she gonna get that vacation. You ain't gotta worry about the oh, do she vacation like me? She was like, nigga, I ain't paid no bills here if ever. I'll get the vacation. I fuck with him. So I don't understand that. Like, when a woman wants you to match her, she's in competition with you. She don't really fuck with you like that. And I ain't really worried. And any woman who's like, oh, he's rich, he ain't getting no bags or no bunch of stuff out of me. I don't even have that in my life. And plus, you not paying no bills. Go buy the bag. Why don't you go buy the bag? Who do you care? Like, you're not spending any money with me. Where's your money going? Go get what you go do it.
Provider, your woman's not gonna be paying any bills.
No, no, that's ridiculous. No, no.
Right? They love you.
Listen, because this is my thing, right? Why do I need her to help me pay my bills if I was paying my bills before she got there? What I'm asking her to bring into the home isn't finances. If I want to bring in finances, I'll get a roommate. Why I gotta get a if I'm struggling paying the bills, I just need somebody who's gonna carry the other half of the bills. That has nothing to do with, a long-term relationship. And this is the thing I need men to understand truly, right? Whenever you mix lives with a woman, and a woman who has her shit together, that's not a win for her. Her life is the way she wants it to be. And now she's about to give up space. She's about to have she's about to have somebody in her space changing the way that she was living comfortably. And then you want her to pay for that? It's not a good look. She's not gonna respect it. Like, you're not paying them. I don't even want no conversation about that.
I'm just gonna insert myself in one example. I want to get your thoughts. I agree with that. And I always say, if I do decide to, marriage is not that as important to me, only because of business reasons, right? Not saying that I'm not open to it, but it would have to make love and business sense.
I literally had that conversation today. If you don't go into marriage with a business mind, you're an idiot.
Yeah, no, I got too much to lose, and it's only 4. So I have to love you, but it also has to make business sense, right? I'm not saying you gotta make less, more, whatever, but it has to just be business.
It's just the way I was raised. I'm Southern. It's about duty in your marriage.
Right, but the point you brought up about space, I already said, if that's the case, I have to have my own bathroom. I have to have a room still dedicated to me. That will be the closet or whatever. And then I can share space with my guy. But I must have my own bathroom, and I must have a separate room that is mine outside of whatever we share.
And we didn't even have a conversation before this, did we, Kendra?
We really
That's what I'm telling you. Look, if I don't know nothing, I know women. So it's not, I know. This was the problem. I used to be one of those guys who just didn't. The problem is we don't listen a lot as men. And I realized that because I used to be one of these guys. I used to complain all the time. And fellas, your complaints, they are valid complaints. I'm not trying to devalue anything we talk about. Y'all know how we talk. Ladies, y'all are annoying. Our complaints are valid, but at the end of the day, fellas, you got to listen to them. And once you listen to them, they give you all the information you need to be smooth sailing, man. You know what I mean? They don't want to be responsible for the shit you should be responsible for. And it's tough enough being them in this world, man. You got to think about it, fellas. Like, this is the example I love to give, Kendra. It's before in the olden times, your father was responsible for your physical, mental, social, spiritual, and physical protection, right? And then a man had to prove to your father that he was worth that. And he would also have to pay a dowry and still show that he had enough after he paid that to make sure that his daughter was going to be taken care of. Now, because of technology and the advancement of just humans, women are now responsible for all of those things. All of those things. And they don't want to be. I don't care what woman you talk to. No woman wants to be responsible for her physical, mental, spiritual, like emotional and financial security. She doesn't, when a woman tells you that she's independent, it's because she's telling you the responsibility. This is about responsibility. I take care of all of this. Nigga, do not come over here if you're not ready to alleviate all of that. But some dudes hear it and go, she talking about she don't need me. No, no. It's, I don't need you to come over here if you ain't willing to do this for real. And that's the thing with dudes. You got to be willing to do it for real. You got to show up. You got to show up every day.
So, Ryan, I pinned the comment because there's two things I want to say. But I pinned this comment because I was thinking it. The woman Life Is Now said, this is a real man, very rare to find. And the very rare to find is the component. There's not a lot of men that are like you. So with that being said, if a woman wants to...
They just married. All my homeboys are married. I'm the last one.
Okay, so other men like you are already married. That's the problem. So the ladies right now, what does the boss lady do? What is the woman who makes over 6 figures, wants her equal, but now he's already married to somebody else? Do you think she should be open-minded to dating someone that potentially makes less?
Yeah, always. Because is he still about his duty, right? Like, my question is, if you make 6 figures, right, and you can afford, like, let's say the place he's staying in is $1,500, right, and your place is $2,500. He leaves this place and goes and lives with you, and he pays the whole $2,500. You already know he can't afford $2,500, but he's doing it because he feels like it's his duty to make sure he provides. You can't take none of the money that you got to alleviate. Not like, you're not even paying 25 anymore. You're not even paying 25 anymore. Is it that bad? Does he have to match you, or does he have to show up? Is effort not good enough? Now, if he goes in as like Nat's 25, and he goes, well, I paid 15 at my place, so I only want to pay 15.
But what if that's all that he can afford, though, Ryan? Like, fair enough. What if that is...
Yeah, if he's giving you his everything, why is that not good enough?
Got you.
That's my question. If he's giving you his everything, why is that not good enough? Why? You want somebody who makes money and gives you their pennies, something they can afford? Because that 25 don't mean nothing to that dude.
Right.
That 25 is nothing. But to the dude who's doing everything to make sure that you don't have to come out of your pocket for that 25, how can you not love that man? And if you don't, then the problem ain't him. It ain't him, not my eyes.
Ryan, you literally might go down as the best guy to ever come on my show.
Yeah, this is crazy.
No, for real, I think so. So this is our first conversation. We're Instagram fans, friends. We haven't been met in person yet. But I really rock with you. You know, I follow you. Although we have this difference of opinion on the Will Smith, Chris Rock gates, we can live with that. But in this, I think you're super dope. I understand why you're successful, you know, and I feel like a lot of people, Charlamagne is one of my really, really close friends, and I feel like the side of that I love about him is being showcased more. But if you know him, you'll understand why he's so successful. He's got to work on himself to become a better human being. And I just think that it's always refreshing to meet successful
Black women who helped me get here. I did not get here alone. There's a lot of women who were like, I'm telling you, no man gets here just by living. Like, somebody has to help you get here. And there were women who I have like non-romantic relationships with, really good women who believed that I was better than the person I was, and they wanted to see me get here.
But
you know,
not to cut you off, but you had to be open to listening to those women.
yes,
A lot of men meet women that are those type of women, but they're not ready for that woman to teach them anything.
yeah.
So
And men, to the men out there, man, don't listen to anything about, like, certain things that I say is because I'm well off. You don't have to be as well off as me. You just got to try. You ain't got to be as well off as me, fellas. You just got to try. Huh?
You said you got to be as well off as you just got to travel?
Try. You just got to try.
Try.
Just got to try.
Try. Is there any, before you go, because the women are really respecting you tonight, is there any advice you want to give to the women, things that women might be doing wrong that they can improve on from a male's perspective? Because I think you're coming from a place from love, even if it's not, constructive criticism.
It's nice to have the man of your dreams, but it's better to have the man who is putting you on the pedestal. Think about that. The man who will do anything to make sure that you're happy, that's the guy. Stop with whatever you have in your mind or what this fictional guy is supposed to be. The guy, because even the things you may not like about him, a man who puts you on a pedestal is really willing to change, or at least try to put some type of effort into it. I think too often times, and men do this too, but you asked me to speak to the ladies, you got to ask yourself what you want. And what helped me get to where I am is I made a decision that as like gloomy as it sounds and as grim as it sounds, none of us are going to be here one day. How much do you want to smile on the way out? How much do you want to smile on the way out? That's your decision. Choose accordingly. That's the way you do it. There's a lot of stuff we care about that you shouldn't even care about.
Okay, with that being said, Ryan, if they ain't follow you yet, they gonna be in the DMs. So so I know you a celebrity, but still check, because you never know. It's Ryan Davis.
I'm a pull up in the DMs when I get the style.
Ryan Davis comedy. A couple of things. First requirement: you have to be a black woman. Okay, got to be a black woman. He like 35. What was the cutoff? What's your oldest?
Oldest? Listen, I don't know.
Okay.
That's the thing. I don't know.
That's fair. We'll start at 35. He has to have a conversation with you. He welcomes children because he doesn't want any more. He already has 2 kids. Is that a non-negotiable? You definitely don't want any more kids.
No, I don't want any more kids. Okay. Dunzo. I had an opportunity to find love, and she wanted to have children, and I was like, all right, I had to watch her go to somebody else. That nigga happy. That was a good one. That was a good woman. That was tough to watch. But nah, I knew I was never going to give her what she wanted, so it was good.
Okay, so BYOB, bring your own baby. What's the comment to you?
Women without children who don't want children.
Oh, okay. Or
I rock with you too, as long as you don't want no babies. No babies.
That's a deal breaker. No babies. I didn't ask you this, Ryan. You say, where do you live primarily?
I'm just moved back to Charlotte.
So you want a woman in Charlotte?
Planes go everywhere, baby. That's a non-issue.
Okay. He doesn't mind if you have a career, but if you have a job, eventually, if y'all get serious, you're gonna have to quit that.
You got to quit that. You gotta get it. I like Target too, but there's no reason to be there. There's no reason. We can find you something else. It's cool.
Okay. I do have one last question. What's a good woman to you? Because you said the last girl was a good woman. So do you have a definition of a good woman?
Yeah, women usually, like, I know people are going to disagree with this, because if you know, if you know, if you don't, you don't. Most women are going to be good women, man. If they've done the healing process, right? Women are going to be good. It's how much she likes you, how much she genuinely wants you will determine how she, you know what I mean? But women are always going to be nurturing. A woman who really wants you is going to be nurturing. She's going to want to see you at your best. So I think women in general know what a good woman is. I mean, they're not hard to peg. Fellas, just get one that's not damaged. Just find out what it is. If she's still unhealed or still got some stuff going on with her, just walk. You be mindful enough to walk away. It's cool. You know, she could have been what you really wanted, but you don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? Get a woman who's happy before she got to you. If she's happy before she got to you, good. And that means y'all will both be additions to each other's lives.
And there you could be a relationship coach in your near future.
Nah, I'm a comedian.
But
I am a
Steve Harvey was a comedian too.
Hey, and I'm gonna let.
Wait, the Wi-Fi. I said Steve Harvey was a comedian too.
Yeah, Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey is doing a great job, and I'm gonna let him have it.
And we'll leave it at that. Ryan Davis comedy for the ladies that are interested, and I say you're just dope overall. Just follow him if you were not following. No, listen, you're really dope. I can't wait to meet you in person. It was an honor to have you on my platform. I sincerely am giving you the stamp of approval as one of my the best guy that ever.
Oh,
the best guy, and I've been doing this for 2 years, and that
is one hell of an award. I'll take it. I'll wear it with pride.
You better wear it with pride.
Wear it with pride.
Bye, Ryan. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
All right, sweetheart.